as we look at Noah's life, we are looking now at how he witnessed in a world full of chaos. So how do we witness in a wicked world today? We learn this principle from Noah's life, that Noah lived a godly testimony. In Genesis chapter 6, verses 8 and 9, it says, "But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord." These are the generations of Noah. This is why he found grace in the eyes of the Lord, because Noah was a just man and perfect in his generation, and Noah walked with God. One way that we are to be a witness in our world today is by having our testimony that is in such a way that we show that we love God, that we live for God. When God looked over all the world and saw only wickedness, Noah stood out because Noah didn't live in the wickedness like other people did. This doesn't mean that Noah didn't suffer from making bad decisions, because we know after he gets off the ark, later on in the book of Genesis, he makes a big mistake. He sins. But this doesn't mean that he always did what was right. But God could see from his life that Noah loved God and wanted to please him. And it wasn't a work performed. It was because he loved God that he did what he did. One of the first ways that you can be a witness is to have a godly testimony of someone who wants to live right for the Lord. It's been said that your testimony is the only Bible that some people will ever read. A Sunday school teacher was trying to impress on his boys in his Sunday school class and the importance of having a good Christian testimony. And the man says, "Why do people call me a Christian?" the man asked. After a few moments, one of the boys finally raised his hand and said, "Maybe it's because they don't know you." Now, that's a quite humorous illustration, but it's a good truth to it as well. Why do people call you a Christian? Are you only called a Christian because you go to church? Do people go to church with you, think that you're a good, strong Christian, but when you're outside the church, you completely live in a different way? And if you remember in Hebrews 11, verse number 7, it said, "By faith, Noah was known as a preacher of righteousness." Noah's life was a testimony for God, even when the world, for the most part, had long forgotten God. His testimony made other people feel condemned because of his righteousness. There are a few places where we can see his testimony coming through, and where people should see your testimony coming through as well. And first of all, we see it through his lifestyle. If Noah had been living like everybody else had in the world that day and during that time, there would be no Genesis 6, 8, and 9. He trusted God's word. Noah didn't question the direction of the Lord. Noah had a strong work ethic. He labored for 120 years to build an ark. And then he also had great faith. Not only did Noah build an ark, but he also had faith to get on the ark. I hope that you will live a godly testimony today. Let others see Christ through you by how you live in your righteousness that is given to you by God. God bless.